All right, people. Are you ready? Right, left, right, left. Uppercut. Down goes Frazier. All right, people. It's time to get back in the ring. It's time to get back in the saddle. It's time to get back on the horse. Here we go. It's time for a new math lesson today about box plots. So, therefore, today's jokes are about boxing. You ready? So, the first question is, what is a prize fighter's favorite drink? What is a prize fighter's favorite drink? Punch! Alright, what do they call a boxer who gets beat up in a fight? What do they call the boxer who gets beat up in a fight? A sore loser! A sore loser. Get it? Okay, and here's my best one of the day. What is a boxer's favorite part of a joke? What is a boxer's favorite part of a joke? The punchline. The punchline. There you go. All right, so here we go, people. Tying into today's stuff about a box plot. All right. And here we go. Now,
today we're going to talk about 5 different little parts of the box plot, okay? If you haven't seen one lately, sometimes people call them box and whisker plots, okay? We'll kind of break this into 2 different little sections. I'm going to talk about how to do it with an even set of data and how to do it with an odd set of data. So we're just going to remind you, you've got 2 different little sheets that you should have a PDF for. One that looks like this if you need some help, okay? You can look over that one. And then there's the other one that you're going to have that kind of looks like this, okay? How to find it if there's an even set of data. And then at the bottom is how to do it if there's an odd set of data. So you can look at both of those. I'm going to go through those and just kind of help you go through finding all the parts. So down here we have the lower extreme. Up here we have the upper extreme. Okay. Then of course in the middle we have the median. We have the lower quartile and the upper quartile. Okay. Now if you had a calculator like we would at school, you would also see these a little bit different. So these would also be called Q1, which is quartile 1, and Q3. So you may hear me talk about those 2. Alright, so just like we did on stuff with mean, median, mode, you're going to need to take and put your order, put your numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, this is an even set of data, okay, and I'm going to just go through, you know, kind of like what's on the page that you've got run off there, and just kind of put these same numbers on here and just talk your way through it. So we got 79, 86, 88, 90, 91, 91, 93, 94, 96, 98, 99, and 100. So let's count them up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can see there's 12 numbers, okay, in this data set, which of course is an even set of numbers. Alright, so first thing we're going to talk about, the lower number, okay, or the smallest number in the set is called the lower extreme, okay, so that would be that. So the LE for this particular set of data is 79, okay, because it's the smallest number in our data set. And I'll write the words out so you'll know what that is. That is lower extreme, okay. Alright, up here on the upper end, the biggest number, of course, is up here is 100. Okay, so the 100 is known as the upper extreme. Upper extreme. Okay. Now, sometimes the lower one is also called the minimum. And then the bigger one up here is called the maximum. So you may hear them referred to that way too. Okay. So the lower extreme is called the minimum. Upper extreme is called the maximum, so that's just another name you may hear those 2 called. Alright, so we got easy to find. Low numbers, lower extreme, biggest numbers, upper extreme. If you were going to get the range, of course, if you were going to do the regular old normal range, you would do 100 minus 79. So you do the upper extreme minus the lower extreme, and that give you the regular range. Okay. Now, since there's an even set of data here, okay, we got 12 numbers, we're going to take and split it in half. Okay. So I'm going to kind of use some different colors here to help you see what I'm doing. So we're going to come over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to split it right in half. So when you have an even set of data, okay, this is when you have an even set, you're going to take a line and you draw it right down the middle and split it into two parts. Okay, so then we've got a lower part of the data with these 6 numbers. We got an upper part of the data with these 6 numbers. Now we're going to find the median of the lower part. Okay, the median of the lower part. Well, there's not really one number right in there, you might say. Well, you're right. So I'm going to circle these 2. Okay, remember, if you got 2 numbers in the middle, you add them up and divide by 2. So that would be, you know, if you add 88 plus 90, and then you divide that by 2. Okay, so 88 plus 90 is going to be 178. And 178 divided by 2 is going to be 89. Right? So the lower quartile is 89. Lower quartile. Alright, so then we're going to, of course, come over here and do it on the upper side. Okay, same kind of thing. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 2 are in the middle. Okay, so you would add those 2 together. 96 plus 98 and divide it by 2. Okay, and if you do that, 96 plus 98 would be 194 divided by 2, which is 97. Okay, so the upper quartile is 97. That's upper quartile. Now, let's come here. Okay, if you want to find the median, of course, that's the middle number. And again, we got 2 numbers in the middle. Okay, 91 and 93. So halfway between 91 and 93, you'd have to do that same kind of thing. You got to add those up. 91 plus 93 is 184. And 184 divided by 2 would give you a median of 92. Okay. So what you're really doing is median 3 times, and that's why I put it in red. Okay, so you do the median for the whole thing, okay, which we got 92. Then you do the median for the lower set of data, which gives you the lower quartile. Then you do the median of the upper part of the data, and that gives you the upper quartile. Alright, so now we've got the extremes, we got the median, and we got the quartiles, which of course are the median of each little set of data that we cut it into. So now we're going to do a little number line down here, so you got to do a number line. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hold on, I need to do the interquartile range. Forgot about that. Okay, so the interquartile range, okay, y'all can see that on the paper too. The interquartile range is the upper quartile minus the lower quartile, okay, or otherwise known as Q3 minus Q1. So the upper quartile I got over here was 97, and the lower quartile I got down here was 89, or you could say Q3 is 97 and Q1 is 89. And so you're going to do 97 minus 89, and that's going to give you an interquartile range of 6. And that is when you subtract the 2 quartiles, okay? Upper quartile minus lower quartile. And again, that's called interquartile range. You can see that on the paper if you want to, but I'll spell it down here for you. Interquartile range. And that just means you take the 2 quartile numbers that you just got right there and subtract them. Okay, if you were doing normal regular old range, you would do 100 minus 79. But when you do interquartile range, you take these right here and subtract them. Alright, and then you're going to make a little box plot out of these. So I'm right here, I'm going to say, alright, what are my numbers going from? Well, we're going from 79 to 100. So let's go from 70 to 100. So let's go 70, 80, 90, 100. And then that would be 75, 85, 95. Alright, and now we're just going to kind of put them where they would go and make a little box plot here. So my lower extreme is 79, so I'm going to put a little dot where 79 would go. My lower quartile is 89, so I'm going to put a little dot about where 89 would go. The median's 92, so I'm going to put a dot right there somewhere close to where 92 would be. The upper quartile is 97, which would be somewhere in here. And then the upper extreme is 100. So there we go. Alright, so you should have 5 little dots on your paper like that. Okay, 1 dot for each one of the 5 parts. The 3 dots in the middle are going to make the box, so I'm going to make a straight little line there. And then we'll close that part in, close that part in, and then just draw a whisker out to there and a whisker out to there. So straight line out and straight line over to there. And if you remember from maybe our previous discussions, each one of these 4 sections is worth 25%. Okay, that whisker is worth 25%. Even though that one's smaller, it's still worth 25%. That's 25% of that box, and that's 25% there in that box. So 25, 50, 75, 100. Okay, that's giving you all the information there. 4 parts, and that's why they're called quartiles, because quarters, of course, are worth 25 cents, right? 1/4 is equal to 0.25, which of course is 25%. Okay, so that's a fourth, that's a fourth, that's a fourth, that's a fourth. All right, each little fourth worth 25%. All right, that's doing it with the even set of data. Okay, and that's, you know, the same thing you got on your paper. Now I've just kind of gone through it with you on there. Now we're going to go down and do an odd set of data. Are you ready? And remember, if you got any questions, okay, just email me. You know, it's dreid@davidson.k12.nc.us, so just feel free to email me anytime you got a question. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit different. So this time we got an odd set of data. And again, I'm just going to use the same numbers that are on that other paper up there that I was talking about. So we got 72, 75, 78, 80, 81, 82, 82, 86, 87, 89, and 93. So let's count up the numbers, make sure there actually is an odd set of numbers here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers. Okay, and 11 numbers, of course, is an odd number. So now we're going to go through and do the same kind of thing we did up on the previous one. All right, I'm just going to slide this up a little bit. All right, we'll scoot that down just a smidge. Okay, so first thing is the smallest number down here is the lower extreme, and that would be 72. Okay, and the biggest number up here, the greatest number out of the set, okay, is the upper extreme, and that's 93. Okay, now since we've got 11 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and circle 82 right there. Okay, so here's the difference. Up there on the even set, okay, I'll pull it down just so you can remember. On the even set, I drew a line right here, and I split it in half that way. Okay, now with an odd set, the difference is we're going to circle that number in the middle right there, okay, and that's the median. Alright, and once you have found that, okay, once you have that circled number in the middle, and that is the one number in the middle, I want you to go ahead and cross it out. Okay, once you've found it, I want you to go ahead and cross that out. Now, that leaves me 5 numbers down here on the lower side, 5 numbers on here on the upper side. Okay, so now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, got one number right in the middle right there. Got 2 there, 2 there. So, you know, if you cover that other part up right there, you just see those 5 numbers. Okay, 78's the middle of that, or 78's the median of those 5 numbers. So 78 is the lower quartile, or otherwise known as Q1. Okay, going to come do the same thing over here on this side. I've got 5 numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to find the median of those 5. Okay, and the median of those 5 numbers is 87. So that's the upper quartile, or otherwise known as Q3. Okay. And if we're going to find the inner quartile range, we would take the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So upper quartile minus lower quartile, in this case would be 87 minus 78. And you can see, of course, that would be a grand total of 9 for the inner quartile range. Or if you want to do, again, Q3 minus Q1, if you want to do it that way, Q3 minus Q1 would still be the same thing. So that would be 87 minus 78, which would give you 9. Okay? Either way is fine. Alright, and now that brings us down to our last part where we're going to make our box plot down here. So let's come down and make us a little number line. Everybody, hopefully you can see this alright. Okay. So this time we've got to make our little number line. We got to go from 70 to 95-ish. So we'll kind of do the same thing we did on the other one. 70, 80, 90, 100, 80, 90, 100. Always got to make a little number line, okay? Anytime you do these, you got to make a number line. Try to make your spaces between your little dashes, you know, on your number line about the same distance apart so it doesn't look wonky. Okay, so we got 5, and then
let's start putting our 5 little dots on here, okay? So the lower extreme was 72, so it's going to go about right there. Lower quartile was 78, somewhere in there. Median's 82, somewhere there between 80 and 85. Upper quartile's 87, so somewhere in between 85 and 90. Upper extreme was 93, so somewhere up in here, okay? And again, we've got our 5 little dots. Each one of those represents one of these 5 numbers that we found up here. The 3 in the middle, okay, the ones I have in purple up here, okay? We're going to use those to make the box. So the 3 in the middle make the box. Then you draw your little whiskers over, okay? So 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%, okay? And how do you know it's 25%? Well, of course, that's because each one of those is, you know, a quarter of the data, just like we talked about up here. Okay, so that's 25%, and that's 25%, that's 25%, and that's 25%. Okay, so 50% in the box, or 50% below the median, or 50% above the median. Okay, 25 and 25 is 50. 25 and 25 is 50. So of course, if you split it right there where that line is, that means 50% is below the box in the median, 50% above in the median right there. Okay, so there you go, people. Hope you understand a little bit more about box plots than you did when it started about 15 minutes ago. All right, get in there and keep fighting, people. Okay, fight off that virus. Fight it away. Don't let it come sit in you. Get outside and get some exercise. Go ride your bike. Go run around the house. Run down to the end of the road and back. You know, go outside and do something. Hope you're doing okay. Stay safe. Keep doing well. Let me know if you got questions. Until then, it's hasta la vista, sayonara, or as they would say in Italiano, arrivederci.